Hey guys, I'm getting ready to start the third layout in my fall album, and I'm still using the Alleghany Plum papers for this, and I'm taking this yellow piece and I'm cutting this border off of it, and I'm going to glue it down to this purple piece, and that's going to be the main part of my page. So I'm just going to ink around the edge of the yellow piece before I glue it down. I'm just sticking it down with my ATG. It's not a big deal if it's not 100% totally glued down like it would be if I used the liquid glue. So just sticking it down, and then I'm going to cut this page down to 8 by 8, and then on the facing page I just left it just purple, and I'm going to stick both of those sheets down, trim the edges, punch the holes, and ink the edges, which I've done here. And now I'm getting ready to decorate the left side of the page. And this is the largest of the 7 Gypsies library pockets. And I'm just roughly cutting around the edges with this pattern paper so I can wrap it and cover my pocket. And basically what I'm going to have done is covered the pattern paper with adhesive. And now I'm going to cut the corners off so that I can just fold in all the sides. And I'm also going to trim the top a little bit with my glass mat and my craft knife to get a clean edge on the top, because obviously I can't fold over the top because I still need it to open so I can put stuff inside of it. So that's the only side I can't just fold over. And notice how I move the pocket and not my knife when I'm cutting. That's, if you're struggling with your craft knife, that's a piece of advice for you, is to move the project, not your knife, and that'll really help. Now that's done, I'm just going to ink the edges of the pocket, and I'm going to cover the back in red sticky tape. And now I'm going to peel the back up and stick it down to my page. And now I have yellow on both sides of the page so it balances. And now we're going to go crazy with the Fall 2010 Glimmer Mists. The colors are apple, sugar maple, and pomegranate, and they're amazing. They're some of my favorite Glimmer Mists that I have, and I have a lot, so that's a big thing for me to say. And I'm just going to cover a bunch of these white Prima flowers with all these different colors of Glimmer Mist and glue them down in sort of like a rustic floral arrangement. And so you're going to see it. And they just work beautifully with the purple and the yellow from this collection. And so if you're working with this collection, those 3 colors, which are part of the Fall 2010 Glimmer Mist colors, are really nice. It's apple, pomegranate, and sugar maple. And so now we're going to like go in a little bit faster than normal. And that's just because I've got a lot of flowers to glue together and to glue down to the page. And basically what I'm doing is I'm layering them, and now I'm going to arrange them. I'm just using hot glue so I can move quickly. And that one rose there is from Wild Orchid Crafts, but the rest of them are Primas. From the Wildflower Pillar Pack in white, which I really like because if you have a lot of Glimmer Mist, which I do, you can customize them for your projects. So now I'm going to come back through with my glue gun again and more Wild Orchid Craft flowers. These are the cherry blossoms that they have in sort of a blue that matches the blue tones in, or coordinates with the blue tones in the purple background paper, and I'm adding them into my floral arrangement. I'm just filling in spaces here and there with them, and I want it to look like it's flowing. And so now I'm going to give each of my centers, each of my flowers, a pearl center. And I'm using the basic gray opaline half pearls, which come in a lot of different colors. And I'm trying to use contrasting colors. So on the orange one, I used a blue pearl. On the purple one, I used a green pearl. And I used purple pearls in the centers of the green flowers, and I used all different size pearls because the basic gray pearls come in a variety of sizes on one sheet, and they're pretty cheap. They're good value. I like them a lot. And with them, I'm also adding them with a glue gun just because the adhesive on some pearls, I'm not saying specifically Basic Gray or any other company, when I'm using these loose pearls, I like to add extra glue with them, whether it's Scotch Quick Dry or glue gun, because the adhesive that comes on these pearls is not always good for a mini album where something's going to be really handled a lot, touched, that sort of thing. So that's what it looks like as it takes shape. It looks really pretty. And now what I'm doing is I'm stamping a quote, actually a definition of autumn, onto a piece of green pattern paper. And this is from that Art Warehouse set. And it says, autumn is the season of the year when leaves change color and fall and fruits ripen. And so what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to cut it up, cut it apart, so that I can put it on the page in little pieces. And I'm going to use that to decorate the front of the pocket. So you can see here where I've laid it all out, and now I'm adding my pop dots. And a lot of you in my last video wanted to know where the black dimensionals come from, and they come from Jody at confessionsofaRibbonAddict.blogspot.com if you're looking for them. So now I'm getting ready to do the second page, and we're going to just move quickly through this one because it's pretty much the same. But basically I'm taking this Prima butterfly on a clip, and I used a box cutter to remove the clip and glued it to my page. And you can see how I added more flowers on this side of the page, and it's exactly the same as the other side of the page, how I did that. Now I'm getting ready to make my tag for my pocket. So I'm stamping this journaling spot from Hero Arts, as well as a phrase stamp from Art Warehouse as Autumn Days on this green pattern paper from the Alleghany Plum collection with Versamark. And I'm going to emboss it with copper embossing powder, and the copper embossing powder I have is from Ranger. And it's just their normal embossing powder. It's not distress embossing powder. And so now I've heat set that. You can see it shiny there, and I'm gluing it down to a piece of craft cardstock simply because the paper is very thin, and it's in this collection, so it's not so great for tags. And then trimming around the edges, and here you can see how it looks. Now I'm just adding some more pattern paper on the back, and this paper is green and blue with blue foiling. And I'm going to trim it down, and then I'm going to use my corner chomper to round the edges, and now I'm inking the edges once they've been rounded. And here is the completed layout. It looks to me like the wind is blowing those leaves on the background pattern paper as well as the flowers. And here's the tag, which has a photo mat on the back and room for journaling on the front. And she could put more smaller photos on the purple background paper so they looked like they were being blown along with the wind. And then there's a journaling spot here on the right side. So that's it. Thanks for watching.